Epic Games in the newest Fortnite update revealed Chapter 4 Season 2 trailer details that, believe me, you will not want to miss in this video. Real quick, if you think Fortnite should grant you this many V-Bucks the next time you log on, Peely says you need to drop a like in 3, 2, 1. Hey, congratulations, enjoy your V-Bucks. Seriously though, guys, in today's video we have a ton of Season 2 trailer details, including new features upcoming alongside storyline developments that honestly are curveballs, meaning the 7 could be returning. Before we hop into that, look how insanely close we are to 2.515 million subscribers. It would make my start to 2023 so amazing if you do hit the button and turn on all notifications. After all, it only benefits you as we do give different subscribers every day. So once you've subscribed, comment your Epic Games ID down below and what you'd like from the item shop, and boom, you could be featured in the next video. Me and my dog Charlie the Charcoal Pug want to thank you for supporting code FM1 inside the Fortnite item shop. Literally one of the shortest and easiest codes to enter, so enter it if you haven't already. But with that said, let's dive into everything Season 2, including the trailer details, so make sure of course you don't go anywhere.
Don't go anywhere.
I'm sitting on my
Don't
back.
go anywhere.
First of all, regarding Season 2, as you can see, yes, we do have the first superstar for Jenna. Of course, this very much correlates to the Nothing, which we believe to be this character anyways off the Fortnite surveys, and perhaps that's another snapshot of him which we're going to be further diving into later in the video to do with the storyline. Just before we jump into a game, however, we need to go over to the Battle Pass, and speaking of superstars on the bonus rewards section, as you can see now, we have finally the option to get Galaxy Jenna, so we're going to do that, and he's now going to be what we wear, so let's get him equipped. Oh my god, that looks so sick. Only 43 more levels to go until we can get Gold Jenna. Speaking of Jenna, I think it's already obvious, yes, he's the Ageless, but a mythic boss at this location within this particular loading screen being the Citadel. The description of this for completing the newest Earthbound quest is the domain of the Earthbound awaits. Obviously, Jenna, or the Ageless, is the leader of the Earthbound faction, being the new one introduced in Chapter 4 storyline. And with us being over 50% way through Chapter 4 Season 1 already, with it ending, as you can see on the Battle Pass, on March 10th, meaning Season 2 releases on March 11th. Of course, because if you don't know, downtime occurs overnight, and then we typically see the new Season 1 servers go live the next day. And just before we jump onto our brand new island, of course, at the start of Chapter 4, which we've now got to grips with, hopefully, without getting too ahead of ourselves. And before we get into the Season 2 trailer details, honestly guys, this is going to blow your mind about the Battle Pass skins upcoming too, as we now boot up for takeoff. I love the change of colour, it's so cool. But yeah, first of all, like I said, without getting too ahead of ourselves, Chapter 5 is now confirmed to be coming this year, according to insiders who messaged Happy Power. As he states, Epic have a plan to develop something called Atlas, which is going to start in late March, which obviously is when, or after should I say, Chapter 4 Season 2 has released. We've already got the long shot shotgun, and we're already stacking up on minis. You look like slurpiness, just like the mini shields themselves. Sorry, Grizz. For those that haven't been keeping up with the storyline or what's realistically been going on, oh, we got a Guardian Shield. We are now fully pimped out Jenna. Each of the chapter's maps has a particular code name. What are you doing? How did I miss that? I'm trash. Each of the chapter maps has a code name, and the first one being Athena, Chapter 2 Apollo, Chapter 3 Artemis, and now Chapter 4 Asteria. What he's referring to here, what they're working on being Atlas, obviously applies to Greek mythology once again, as it supposedly implies that the current map is floating in the sky like the heavens, and Atlas, as you can see in Greek mythology, was known to uphold the heavens. I wish I could bash people with this like a riot shield. Oh my god, he can walk through it. I didn't know that. Does this mean the Chapter 4 map is going to go even further up into space? Overall, it doesn't really make sense to me anyways. Like, how have we got night and day right here when we're not inside the loop anymore, like an atmospheric-like zone? It's just an island floating in space made up of different realities. Alright, give me the shockwave hammer already. I need to traverse around the map. Speaking of this island and the different realities, of course, in the most recent Earthbound quest, you guys will know that now we've got introduced to Rift Warden Stellan. This being one of the 2 skins as a part of bundles that was the only ones leaked in the 23.20 update, being the mid-season update, as we only go up to version 23.40, and then there's 23.30 next. But yeah, Rift Warden Stellan, of course, is constructing the Rift Gate, as basically mentioned by him in the voice notes from completing the recent Earthbound quests, as he's a kind of employee, well, not employee, but basically on the same side of the Ageless, as he mentions him as the champion and kind of worships him. Not gonna lie, kind of seems like he's sucking up to him, but either way, despite him actually confirming nearly that the Nothing is going to be involved, if not shown in this chapter as a character, being a shapeless being or shapeless man in one of the late ones when we go over to where the 0 point is speculated to be located. Amy, on the other hand, to do with this recent Earthbound quest anyways, kind of confirms that despite the 7 being consumed in chrome due to the Herald's actions in Chapter 3 Season 4's trailer, this said Rift Gate that's already been constructed somehow, although we can't see it in-game right now. Speaking of the Herald, what are you doing here on Chapter 4? I thought you were just a tree. But seriously, she goes on about basically that the 7, all of them are alive but different now in one of her sinister fragment recordings. And then whilst we eliminate the Herald, said this too about the scientist.
The test rift locked onto the scientist, and something
happening to him.
This kind of confirms or implies toward what Eiko tweeted out about here, that they're being controlled by the consumption of the chrome now, so they don't have their own will to carry out their own mission and are mindless soldiers potentially of the last reality. How did you crawl all the way over here, Miss Herald, already? This is like the most non-back-bling back-bling. Let me know if you agree in the comments. Boom. Despite the return of the 7 though, speaking of Amy, what are you doing stood next to the petrol station? That's a recipe for disaster. As we've already discussed what the Nothing may look like off the Fortnite surveys, how is this not eliminating him? Everything blew up. That one ramp saved him. People are believing this to be Amy and a skin we potentially could be seeing one of the 8 outfits in Chapter 4 Season 2's Battle Pass, so drop a like if you like to finally see Amy's identity, as we've only heard, well, her robot voice thus far. Oh, enemy spotted. It would make sense for her to be involved in the Season 2 trailer, with things being pulled into this reality made up of other realities, of course, now that the 0 Point has basically pulled everything in, as shown in the Chapter 4 launch cinematic anyways after the Fracture event. Even some of the stuff off the Chapter 3 islands here, look at this kind of like Cuddle Team Leader metalhead that was above the Rave Cave in Chapter 3, or on Chapter 3 Season 4's map anyways. This could very well mean, as you see by the thumbnail, well, the Foundation that we currently don't know the whereabouts of, who was not physically consumed by the chrome, or we know of anyways, as we never saw this in the trailer. It was only the Origin, the Scientist, and the Visitor, with him failing his mission, you know, that he set out at the start of Chapter 3 to say things can be solved and everything will be fine. Well, this island no longer exists and the loop doesn't either the flip side underneath the water. He's got some explaining to do, Big Daddy Dwayne. The Rift Warden also stated, which I thought was kind of ominous, well, this in his voice lines.
I have my own reasons to create it, but those need not concern you yet.
Of course, this is implying he has ulterior motives, despite, you know, playing the card of I'm constructing this for the ageless champion. That was such a bad impression. And considering we don't usually see a live event in the first season of a chapter, for instance, Chapter 2 Season 1, we never saw one. We just got to grips with the brand new island and terrain. The same goes for Chapter 3 Season 1. As for other skins or a collaboration that could be upcoming, however, being one of the biggest that Fortnite have done so far. For those that don't know, they've collaborated with a lot of animes, and some of these tweets are like Fortnite's literal most liked tweets. Maybe the Dragon Ball one is still the most liked tweet ever from Fortnite, what they've published. Either way, as you can see, I tweeted out Attack on Titan's finale in anime form releases, I believe it's March 3rd or 4th, correct me if I'm wrong down below in the comments. This guy's not dying. And based off Fortnite's history with anime collaborations and integrating integrations into every battle pass, for instance this season Doomslayer, which kinda teased first person, which we're also going to be discussing in a second. Fortnite X Attack on Titan, hear me out. Fortnite Chapter 4 Season 2 starts the day after this battle pass ends on March 11th, obviously being the launch. The finale of AOT Attack on Titan anime releases March 3rd. Epic love putting collabs in each battle pass, so Fortnite X AOT Chapter 4 Season 2 battle pass skins potentially. This would be huge. Like, they don't need to put all of the main characters or all of the characters they're going to be adding, because there's so many they could add into the battle pass, release some in the item shop so you can complete the full sets. And just before we move on to how first person is going to be introduced as a part of the storyline potentially, thank you Forgas for playing. Don't forget about the fact that they could also be adding another collaboration into Season 2's battle pass that everybody's been wanting to see for so long now and gets trending every time they update anything to do with the simple bit of coding surrounding it. French fry for Fortnite X Family Guy. This has been in the game's coding since Chapter 2 Season 5. It initially got added, and then people obviously dug into the coding and found, well, all of these fight scenes from the chicken fight anyways from Family Guy in Fortnite's coding. Yeah, in the game itself. In Chapter 4 Season 1 now, they've started working on a French fry male skin, which obviously was the codename for the Family Guy collaboration, and many people believe this to be Peter Griffin, so we're going to be seeing him also in the next battle pass, as it's more than likely we see more than one collaboration skin, as well, more than one of the 8 skins we do see in each battle pass. Even so far, obviously with these skins, maybe an Attack on Titan collaboration, the Amy skin, and even Peter Griffin, this makes for a very interesting Chapter 4 Season 2 trailer. Within this though, just like in Chapter 3 Season 2 where we got introduced to Zero Build, and Dr. Sloan made this a part of the storyline by activating this particular device, which forced it for a week for everybody, but then came as a mode we could select ever since. Perhaps they do this with first person, as they've literally been updating it so much in the game's coding. Here's a preview of what it could look like now on the Chapter 4 island that you're seeing in the background, and who knows, maybe we get first person and then toggle that for build and Zero Build modes too, so we can mix and match like two of the new kind of dynamics of Fortnite recently introduced in the past years. No, I thought she was going to shoot me in the head, but there we go, Victory Royale, and that's going to eliminate me by falling on me. Drop a like in this video if you're excited for the Chapter 4 Season 2 trailer based off everything I've mentioned. Subscribe to the channel with all notifications turned on so that you don't miss out on any future uploads. But speaking of other videos, make sure to click this one on screen right now. However, most importantly, hopefully I can catch you in the very next one I do publish on the channel.